Hey everybody, what's going on? Your host LovelyCheesePizza here. Welcome back to Let's Play some more Gran Turismo 3. That was really weird. I almost couldn't even say my own damn name out of that. There was a lot of hesitation in there. So welcome back. We're going to move on in this new championship series that we started last time with our C West Razzo Silvia, and dear God, is this car fun to play with. I'm really loving it. I'm kind of debating with myself whether I want to change back to the T5 medium tires or if I want to just leave these on, the racing slick ones that we used for Grand Valley. Because, I mean, the big thing with that is it takes about a lap for them to warm up, but after that you're pretty much good to go for the remaining 4. The way I see it is if I can, if I can just hang around more or less, for the first lap, I think by the time they warm up, we should be good to go. So I think we'll take that course of action and just see what happens. So here we go. So for those of you that don't know, if you don't follow me on social media and such, I have been gone since Friday. I've been gone since Friday night. I went down to San Diego with my family, and we went to my grandmother's funeral. Or more of like a celebration of life type of thing, and it was really good. It was really good. I got to see a lot of family that I have not been able to see really in about 15 plus years. It's been a really, really long time, and so it was really cool to get to see all of them again. And the place that we got to have this little celebration of life kind of thing was at this. It was like at this really weird country club, which seems like a strange place to have that. But it is where we decided to do it, and it was actually really, really nice. And I got to definitely have my very first margarita that I've had in about close to 10 years, and it was delicious. It was blue, and so that was pretty cool. I also got to have paella for the first time, and the fucking restaurant at this joint was unbelievable. It was super, super good. So we flew out on Friday night. And we rolled into San Francisco at about, I don't know, probably about 8 o'clock roughly. And then from there, we had our little layover, and then we flew from there to San Diego, and that's where the whole shindig was at. Well, it was in El Cajon, but we decided to shack up at this crazy, super janky Ramada Inn over in the Point Loma area, and oh man. We rolled up to that place at like 1 in the morning after we went and got our rental car, and dude, it was so fucking seedy. We got there, we're just like, this place looks like it's 100% not in a safe area. We were staying right across the street from this little place called the Dolphin Motel that 100% looked like it came directly out of like a film noir, like late 50s movie about somebody who stalks people that stay in the upper rooms and goes in and kills them while they're in the shower, kind of thing. It was not tight at all. And it was also in the Rosecrans area, which is never a good thing, although it's not like the actual Rosecrans that all the rappers are talking about. That Rosecrans area is in the Los Angeles area, but still, when we found out that damn hotel was on Rosecrans, I was like, dude, come on, you can't be fucking putting a damn hotel in the Rosecrans area. That's not a safe place at all. Oh, boy. But, and we go in there, we get into our room, which probably, I think, may have been the only time that I've ever stayed at a hotel or a motel that the room was entirely hardwood floor. It was strange. And the beds were like twin beds. And keep in mind, I'm staying in a room with my parents. So we only had 2 rooms. And so my brother and his wife had one room, and my mom and dad and myself had the other one. And we had basically 2 twin beds in there. And I mean, imagine my mom and dad trying to lay on one bed while it's fucking boiling in there. Just the fucking worst. It was. Oh, it was not good. It was a little bit less than satisfactory. I will give them credit though on one merit only, is that may have been the most luxurious shower that I think I have ever been in a hotel. And that's also counting, you know, Las Vegas, where, you know, they've got nice-ass hotels. They fully exceeded my expectation there. Like, and the big reason why is it totally had, like, very contrary to Oregon that has hard as fuck water. You know, it's like they may as well just, you know, basically lace the water with nails, basically. Is this fucking little janky hotel had the softest water coming out of that shower head that I have ever seen. And it also had like 2 shower heads. It was weird. Like, it had the main shower head, but then it also had like this weird dial that was attached to this little annexed thing on the side of it that was, you had like these full customization options for, you know, for your stream, and it was awesome. And like the shampoo they had in there, like those weird little, you know, those little like house brand shampoos that they had, it was super awesome. Like, it wasn't like that, just that super awkward, disgusting, smells like laundry detergent shampoo that they give you. It was like a really nice, like, designer shampoo that they had in there. It was just like this little tiny little travel container. And like the bar of soap that they had didn't feel like you were just running a piece of wet chalk across your body. It actually felt like a nice, silky, smooth, nice and fragrant bar of soap. It was fucking awesome. So if there is one thing that I will give the Ramada Inn in San Diego on Rosecrans Avenue, is the fact that, you know, their amenities in the bathroom section of their hardwood tile ass room is that it was awesome. That part was great, but the rest of it, not so much. Okay, this guy needs to get the fuck out of my way. This is gonna be a little bit of a close one, guys. We're gonna have ourselves a close ass race here. Oh no, you don't. Or maybe he does. Alright, we got 1 lap to figure this out, and this is not the time for him to break away like Kelly Clarkson. Oh boy. So outside of that, we went to the service, and they had this super bomb ass cheese plate that I got to have along with my Long Island iced tea, and it was, oh boy. They had brie, man. Anytime that you can enjoy the beauty that is brie, it is, oh, it's so good. Brie and crackers is amazing. And I hate to use amazing as a, you know, as a descriptive term for certain things, because I feel like that's always, you know, that's always the classic word that everybody goes to, which is very top shelf. I mean, that's, you know, that's what people would describe the second coming of Christ to be, not necessarily describing a plate of cheese that you had at a funeral. But we're going to go along with it today, just because I already said it, and I'm not going to rescind it. So we got to do that. And then, you know, the day that we were going to come back, we decided to, you know, go out and see some shops and whatnot. Got to go into, like, the Old Town area, which was pretty cool. First time I got to check that out. And we went to like the pier, to the pier where they had like the USS Midway, like naval aircraft museum, which they totally have a cafe fixed into that place. It's super cool. And they've got like all these like, you know, fighter jets and such on it. I don't know if they're, you know, actually in flying condition or not, or if they're just for, you know, visual prowess only. But it was super cool to go to that area, and they had like this little you know, little kind of district of shops that were in the vicinity. Oh, that Arta NSX got last. I like that Arta. It's pretty cool looking. But I'm personally pulling for that Calsonic Skyline just because it's blue, and blue things are cool. Even Eiffel 65 is cool. I was never really a huge fan of that song when it was at its peak of popularity, but I don't know. It's one that if I hear it come on like Spotify at random, or Pandora, or just at a place, I'm not mad at it. I'll totally listen. I'll definitely get in on it. But yeah, they're cool too, and they were blue because they have to be. You know, they may have had colloidal silver poisoning for all we know, where if you have too much poorly made colloidal silver, you can permanently dye your skin blue. There's a thing that you didn't know. Adam's Health Tips, where you learn shit whether you like it or not. I don't know why I had to go with 3 snapping of the fings, but we're gonna do it. So while we were in this little, I don't know why I'm doing so many weird things with my hands. It's just the way that it's gonna go. while we were in this this little shopping district, they had all these cool ass places to go. But in particular, they had one place that I liked the best, and I wish that I could have spent more time in there. And I also wish that I would have had the money to buy all of these, because I totally would have done it. They had this this specialty hot sauce shop in there, and it was so awesome. Oh my god, it was so cool. You walk in there, and just wall to wall, they just have all these like shelves and displays and little like tester stations of all of these like really interesting hot sauces, you know, some of which were just absolutely fucking, you know, basically hell contained in a jar, more or less. Like some of them, you know, were just super hot, had like 6 million Scoville units inside of the bottle, and they were using like Trinidad Moruga scorpions and ghost peppers and like boot jalokias and all of these fucking things, and there were so many of them that just looked super crazy and just absolutely menacing, and I wanted to try so many of them. I wanted to buy at least like 20 different bottles, and they even had like these little growing kits that you could grow your own ghost peppers and Trinidad Moruga scorpions and all these things with, which I was super down with that. I wanted so badly to buy one of those to bring back with me. But there was this one area specifically of very interestingly named hot sauces that I had to take pictures of, but I can't access the pictures right now, so I decided to write the names down. I have the pictures though, so I'll put them up on screen so you can see the bottles as I'm naming them off, because sometimes you just need to see them, especially with a couple of these there. Oh, they're good. So, as we are doing this race and we're spacing ourselves out from the competition just a little bit and getting ourselves a little bit of room for error, let me start naming these off as I have written them down comfortably on my notepad in front of me here. So here we go. Here's the list of some of these these fucking things. Let me get around this hairpin turn, and then we'll get down to business. I don't got no time to play around. What is this? There must be a circus in town. We'll shut the shit down on these clowns. Can I get a witness? Hell yeah. Okay, so the first one that I came across was one that went by the name, and here it comes on screen. It went by the name of Professor Fart Pounder's Colon Cleaner. I don't know exactly what they were putting in there, but I think there was a lot of cayenne in there, which, hey man, that can certainly blast your butthole into a new region of the world if need be, I am sure. And the bottle I thought was pretty cool looking. The next one, probably the most creatively named out of the whole bunch, and maybe the best label out of all of them too. This one was called Smack My Ass and Call Me Sally. It was particularly good, and it's got you can see the picture there of a guy bent over with a nice small red handprint on his ass. Super good. Really wanted to buy that one. I super wanted to buy that one. The next one I think had the best description out of all of them. This one was called. Let me get around the corner here. Oh boy, come on, baby. Okay, there we go. This one was called Neil's Hairy Ass. It's like something to the effect of once you drink it, your hair, or like your ass, will be just as smooth as a newborn child, or something like that. Something to the effect of that. It's like it's so hot that it'll basically burn all the hair off of your ass. Is basically what it was trying to say. Just a little bit more creatively spoken. And then another one, just a good old-fashioned laugh, just Dr. Ass Burns. Which, hey, I wouldn't mind having it. For something tells me that, probably a couple of these aren't nearly as hot as they would like you to think that they are. And then this one I think actually might be my favorite named one out of all of them. This one was called Professor Payne, P-A-Y-N-E, Payne Indiasses, so I-N-D-E-A-S-S', which is a lot of S's to have consecutively in a row. Professor Payne Indiasses sphincter shrinker butt blazing recipe number 2. Which really makes me wonder what recipe number 1 was. It may have been such a damn butt blazer that they had to make a second one that was more friendly to the public, because I did not see recipe number 1 anywhere on hand. So it must have been so bad that it actually made the creator of said sauce's sphincter shrink into a new dimension, and now he is completely unable to shit because his sphincter hath shrunk all the way into nothingness. And so that definitely laid out all the cool named ones for sauces. And there was one like rib rub, or just like, you know, you could probably use it for like chicken or whatever you wanted. And it was definitely just called, I didn't get a picture of this one, but it was definitely just called Big Dick's Rub. just plainly put, just Big Dick's Rub. It was so funny. Oh man, it was cool. There were just some other really cool things in there. They had like ghost pepper popcorn in there, and they had you know, like super hot pepper infused jerky, and like these super hot pepper infused potato chips. And they had this really cool hot sauce that was fucking white. It was just it basically like it looked like a pina colada, basically. It looked like a very, very thin pina colada, or pina colada, I guess, if we're going there, because it's got the tilde on the end. But it was such a strange looking sauce. Like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, what the hell is this? Like, how is it white like that? Because it was just vinegar, water, and I think it was like cayenne peppers, I think is what it was. So I don't know where the white part came into that, outside of, unless it was just like, you know, a very, very concentrated white vinegar. Couldn't tell you, but oh, it was so cool. I wanted so badly to buy a bunch of those, but hey, I don't have the money. I am not exactly rolling in it right now, so that's a thing that'll have to wait for another time. Hopefully, though, my parents said that they want to try to make this whole going to San Diego thing a regular occurrence, you know, maybe do it at least once a year, instead of, you know, going once and then waiting 15 years for a family member to pass away before we go down and do it again, because it was so cool, man. It was a great time. Obviously not down there for the happiest of reasons, but we got down there and we got to have a really good time, you know, reminiscing about good times with my grandma Nancy. She was just the greatest, dude. She was a super cool, just fun-loving individual. And just having everybody there was awesome. And my dad and my Uncle Jerry played a prank on my Uncle Larry that they do every single time that we have any kind of family reunion where he's around. Because he has this super crazy phobia of mayonnaise, which I don't necessarily blame him for it. There are a lot of people that either the smell gets them or the texture gets them. It's usually that. Okay, sorry about that. I had a phone call come in from my mom. I forgot to put my phone on airplane mode for a few, so that kind of got in the way there. But I don't know exactly where it cut off. But I was basically saying that my Uncle Larry has a super hardcore aversion to mayonnaise, because I mean, you know, a lot of people do. It's either the texture or the smell that gets you, if it bothers you. Or both. Who knows? But for him, like, if it's even anywhere near him, he starts to get super queasy. And my dad and Jerry and everybody else knows that. And so he had me film it. I couldn't really get a good quality video because they ended up like getting at an angle that I couldn't even really see anything, so I can't put it up. But they basically they took like a spoonful of mayonnaise and put it in their mouth and just like smushed up into their teeth. And they walked up to him and hey guys, sorry, I got another call and I really need to put this thing on airplane mode while I'm recording, otherwise it's going to happen a lot. So to finish this thing up so we can, you know, end the video and have it be done, so my dad and Jerry, you know, they put like a big glob of mayonnaise in their, you know, in their mouth, and they you know, smush it up into their teeth, and they walked over to him. And they're like, hey man, how's it going? And they just started like cheesing so you could see all of it in their teeth. And he saw it and he just went, whoa, and just almost threw up right there in like the garden area. But he kind of turned and looked away, and everybody that was around was dying laughing, and so they, you know, they ended up getting it out of their teeth and whatever, and they were just like, oh, I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry. And my dad pulled a fast one on him. He had a packet of mayonnaise in his hand that he squeezed some of it out into his hand, and he put his hand out to give him a handshake and kind of shielded his hand so he couldn't see it, and totally gave him a mayonnaise handshake. Dude, it was so funny. As soon as he felt it, he was like, what was that? And he looks up and he just goes, and he almost threw up again. Oh man, he was so pissed for like 3 minutes, and then everything was fine, and they were back to joking, but, oh, it was good. Foster family heritage, man. Where mayonnaise can make people puke. It was good. So we're gonna stop here. We've been kind of sitting on the screen for a little while. So when we come back on the next installment of Let's Play Gran Turismo 3, the Ultimate Driving Simulator, we'll have more stuff to talk about. We're gonna move on to race number 4 and 5 in this championship series. It looks like we're hanging in there, and things are starting to get a little easier for now, until they don't. But until then, my friends, this is your host saying thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. Take it easy.